All right, follow along with me. Try to get a little education about avocados, trees, and really you can't use strict calendar type of watering. Why that is, because you're going to end up either killing your tree or getting zero fruit, because avocados are incredibly sensitive. So what I'm doing here, hopefully you can see, is just getting in and testing the soil. And, well, the soil is dry. So that's why we do that. But I'm going to give a couple points as I test the avocado trees that I'm going to be watering in the grove today on the pros and cons of why you should do it. So follow along. So step one, avocados trees, their roots are incredibly shallow. I would say about, well, I don't say, the tree says about 90% of its feeder roots are about, and that's the feeder roots that actually get the soil, take up the water. They're about in this, 90% of it is about in this top 6 layers of water, of soil. So you don't want to be drowning your avocado trees. So you want to create some space where oxygen and water can get in there. So if you totally saturate things, air can't get into the feeder roots, and that's a part what makes these trees so bright, vibrant. Number 2 is if you are regularly just watering by a calendar, the likelihood of you developing the deadly root rot is significantly higher. And I should know. I'll see if I can find some pictures and show you some before and afters where I had to heal some avocado trees. But when there is an environment for root rot to come up, and that environment is a constantly soggy root system, that's when things can go awry. So checking the soil to ensure you only water when the soil has started to actually dry out is paramount. And actually, well, the soil here, the mulch is pretty dry, but looking into here, these feeder roots, as you can see, these guys right here, soil is pretty dry. So he's probably ready to water. Another thing to consider, and it's one why you check the soil, so I guess this would be like bullet point number 3, you need to consider the season. I know calendar and times are consistent, right? 24 hours in a day. However, seasons change, temperatures increase, longer daylight. There's a lot of factors that come in. If you have a significantly overcast week with a lot of cloud cover, the tree may not lose as much water, or I guess the soil of the tree won't lose as much water through evaporation. So checking the soil periodically with the dynamics of weather changing is a must. Let me see here. And how I do it, you just kind of push some of the mulch back in this case. You dig in 6 inches and you see, okay, how dry is it? In this particular section, I didn't water last week because it was super moist. And it's still got a little moisture, but I'm not able to make mud pies, is really what it comes down to. So that's kind of the rule of thumb on that. And moving on to another point, I guess point number 4 is when you're properly watching and monitoring the soil moisture health, that's going to prevent fruit drop, which means you get a better harvest. Because if you're not dropping fruit, keeping more fruit on the tree, you're definitely not going to get a lot of fruit drop. So constant watch on your soil is really the magic here, because what you're going to get, and also too, think about this, why do we love avocados? I guess this is will be like point number 5. So avocados are a combination of, it's the creaminess that we like, right? And that's a balance between the water and the fat makeup. So if you have a healthy tree, and one of the reasons I like Fortes is they're super creamy, but the better you manage soil health, the more creamier your avocados are going to be, the more fat content that it's going to have. You're going to have bigger avocados who are creamy and delicious. And that's why you're putting in all this effort. So anyways, hope those 5 points helped on why you need to consistently do it on a weekly basis. Just don't water blindly is the idea here. Because if you do that, you're going to have healthy trees, great fruit production, and really enjoy the fruits of your labor for many, many years to come.